But then the first guy went in, and within probably 40 seconds, he was getting dragged out by security, screaming all sorts of obscenities. And I was like, oh my God, like, what are they doing there? And then I was just like, well, I'm hooked. I got a little title belt, and I'm like, and they give you swords. Like jujitsu tournaments give you sweet prizes. Like wrestling, you get a medal, maybe a trophy.
Yeah, if you're
Jujitsu,
lucky.
yeah, jujitsu, you get swords, title belts, TVs. Like they really sweeten the pot. They're a little more expensive to enter, but risk reward, and you could also get your arm broken. But but it was so I started doing that, and then I was like, this is awesome. So I started just jujitsu all the time. I started training like boxing and Muay Thai, but I was mostly focused on jujitsu because of my wrestling background. I knew if I could control where the fight goes with my wrestling, I usually get it to the ground or get on the guy. And if I'm good enough at submissions, I'll probably just tap him out or put him in a position where I can ground and pound him. And that's what I did. And then when I basically won a bunch of grappling tournaments, won a world title, and then I was gonna do another grappling tournament, and the Ultimate Fighter tryouts for season 7 were being held throughout the country, and one was in Newark, New Jersey, and I was like, do I want to do this grappling tournament again, or do I want to try out for the Ultimate Fighter? And I was friends with this one guy. He's a lawyer. He lives in Pennsylvania. He runs a gym called the Rat Pack, and I was training with him and he's like, dude, go for the Ultimate Fighter. And I was like, all right. And I went to the tryout, and the first round was a jujitsu. They randomly number you. They call a random number. They partner you up, and you go for about 45 seconds. And I beat the crap out of a guy in 45 seconds, so that was good. Next round, they have you hit mitts and pads. Did that, and then the last round is interview, which I was not worried about at all. But then the first guy went in, and within probably 40 seconds, he was getting dragged out by security, screaming all sorts of obscenities. And I was like, oh my God, like, what are they doing there? And when I went in there, they basically started talking crap, saying like they banged my mom and all this other stuff. And I just threw it back at them. I didn't get mad. I didn't like throw a chair. I just started talking trash back. And they all started giggling and laughing. And they're like, perfect. That's what they're looking for. If you're going to be in a house with 15 other cage fighters for 8 weeks, you got to be
Ooh.
able to dish it out and take it back. You can't just fight everybody every second. So that was basically the interview process.